Now, I will be talking about everything else on this DVD, but not Angry Kid. I'm saving that show for a special occasion, for when I reach 2,000 subs, so I can review the pre-Series 3 material, like the 2 series, specials, promotional materials, archive materials, and facts also. I love that show so much that it deserves a separate video. However, I must... Well, this video was long overdue. So I'm just going to start off by saying I am very, very sorry to get this video out so late. Nearly 2 years late, because I've reached 2,000 subs by, I think, June of 2023. So that was a very long time ago. So I apologise that it's taken me this long to make it. It's just that life's been so busy. And I've had other things I had to prioritise in. And I haven't even started working on this video since... I haven't written the script for it, I think, March or April time last year. And I haven't even started doing the voice recordings since May. And then I started to edit the actual videos in like early April. So, of this year anyways. So yeah, I apologise that it's been far too long for me to get the video out, but I did make a promise, and the promise has come through, and it's here now. So again, I apologise for getting this delayed. I've made a few posts saying, you know, this would come out in February, never happened, or March, never happened. It's just that life's been getting in the way, and I have to do what's important and then do the other things last. So yeah, I apologise for that. I really hope you guys enjoy the review. Please go a little bit easy if my editing style and my video editing in general, I suppose, is not as flawless. This did take me a few days to edit all together after I did the voice recording, so just go a bit easy. And if I've missed any, you know, information or facts about Angry Kid, just let me know below. If you've got any cool facts about Angry Kid, then comment below. Again, thanks so much for getting me to 4,000 subs. And it's taken me this long to get the review out for 2,000 subs, and I'm at 4,000, so it's crazy. But yeah, so thank you so much. And again, I apologise that it's taken this long, but it's here now. I'm so relieved. I'm so happy. Hopefully YouTube will be very nice to me and not block it or take it down or anything like that. But yeah. A job well done, I say. Yeah, anyways, enjoy the video and let me know if you like it or not. Bye. Well guys, I finally did it. I've reached 2,000 subscribers! As always, thanks so much for the support on the channel. It really does mean a lot, and I'm happy you folks are still coming to this channel and watching videos old and new, and with newcomers seeming to enjoy my content as well. So keep up the support, folks. It's very much appreciated. Now, on to the video! So for a while, I made a promise that if I reached 2,000 subscribers, I will review a show that I'm a big fan of. And if you've been watching my channel for years or for a while, you know which show I am referring to. And what might that be? Well, what else? Yes, that's right. I'll be talking about everything Angry Kid related. Series 1, 2, 3 and 4, the specials, very cool facts and archive stuff that's quite interesting. So without further ado, let's start with the plot outline of the series. Basically, for those who don't know, the show is about an ugly and chaotic teenage brat who causes trouble and harm to the people around him, especially his dad, sister, and supposedly best friend, and the many weird things he gets up to which causes things to go horribly wrong, but sometimes the people get affected by his torturous outcomes. Angry Kid was created by Darren Walsh, who worked on films and shorts. but he was mainly well known for directing most of the early Meerkat ads. He worked on films like Hugo, Paddington, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children in the animation department. But way before all that, Walsh made a very strange short called Oozat, not to be confused with Owlsat from Aardman, of course. The short was his graduation film at the West Surrey College of Art and Design, now known as the University for the Creative Arts, which broadcast on Channel 4 in 1993. Then a few years later, he worked for Aardman to create one of the best things to come out of the studio, in my opinion. Darren started doing the voice of Angry Kid as a joke to make his friends laugh.
Bloody camera. I mean, a brum brum. Hey! Yeah.
The character of Angry Kid was based on Darren's brother, in which the pilot was a spoof of him. Granted, it is just blood, juice and sneeze, but there are a few changes compared to the TV series. The dad's voice is completely different.
How many miles?
Be quiet.
How many miles?
Be quiet!
Same can be said for AK's voice deliveries.
Blood juice. Blood juice.
And according to the website I got the pilot from, and in the Sneeze episode, apparently Angry Kid's real name is Charlie. Listen carefully in the actual episode itself, although subtitles do say Darlin.
Darling? Darling, what are you doing? Darling? Darling, what are you doing?
Oh, and to those who work on whatever Wikipedia site that includes Angry Kid, where the hell did the name Stanners come from? Why was he named that? Angry Kid was made using pixelation animation, which Darren Walsh specialises in, using plastic masks for the expressions and a big arse wig. This is how Angry Kid is brought to life, and only someone as determined as Clayton Saunders can do the job. Other actors have tried, but they couldn't stand or sit very still in that mask. I can imagine Clayton got super hot under the mask when he's being animated, so to speak, for 4 to 5 hours a day, while other characters like Little Sis, Specky and the dog are all puppets which look way harder to animate, and they seem to fall apart a lot. You can tell the filming process is hard, but looks like a lot of fun, and the practicality of it makes it very unique. A few masks have been auctioned online, but they go for quite a bit of money. So how it works is that Clayton moves a little bit with the mask on, and then cinematographer Mark Chamberlain takes a shot of it, and Darren would change the mask for a different expression, and Saunders would move a little bit. Rinse, repeat, etc, etc. The series originally aired on Channel 4 via 4 Late, which was a late night block that would run programmes all through the night to 5:30 AM, only on Thursdays to Sundays from 1998 to 2002. But apparently something went very wrong at the 11th hour, and after only airing it for 3 years, Darren Walsh gave Angry Kid to Atom Films, or just Atom.com as it was also known as back then. This was an entertainment network which featured shorts, films, animation media and even shows. While sadly it doesn't exist anymore, it was a big thing when it first started, but Angry Kid got even bigger when it appeared on the site by reaching 10 million downloads by the end of the first year it was on Atom Films, which is just impressive.
10 million? Ain't you got nothing better to do?
Angry Kid went from a small pilot to a series of quote-unquote 1-minute films to the series that aired on telly to get in popularity online. So naturally, Angry Kid was a success, from being downloadable on mobile phones if you purchased them, according to this ad that plays after every episode, a great football song that still isn't a national anthem called Handbags.
Gonna be handbags, men in little vests, handling their little balls is what they do best. Scrapping on the pitch will only get them sent off, where they'll have to take the bench with the likes of Frank Boff.
Another great song for Live Earth called Gridlock.
We're all in a flipping jam.
The Christmas Stocking song. Hell, Angry Kid was so big that he introduced Pants for Poverty and Hot Christmas Pants for comic relief in 2001. That is such a big honour. There were a few DVDs of Angry Kid that was released a long time ago. First one was released in 2003 for Season 1. I did a DVD menu for it that you should probably check out and then buy the DVD itself, because it's pretty great. It's quite unique and with a few fun extras. Season 2, however, is very much lacking in terms of features and uniqueness, but still worth buying. Although Aardman's Dark Side DVD seems to feature a bundle of Season 2 episodes for some reason, but it does include the Dark Side special, or as it was called for a long time, Bad Dream. Or maybe it's just me, I'm not sure. Anyways, it's a pretty fun special overall. It may be short, but still fun, Angry Kid style nonetheless. There was a cool website where you could play some fun games, buy the DVDs, watch episodes, and much more. But like most 2000s websites, it sadly doesn't exist anymore, and the website changed so it can update viewers on new episodes on Series 3 and 4. However, you can still find interesting stuff of Angry Kid on his socials like Facebook, Twitter, and you never know what hidden gems and funny content you'll find on there. Now, before I begin with the actual review, remember when I said that you could download Angry Kid episodes and play them on mobile phones back in the day? Well, the UK Mobile Network Free, which was the service supplier for Angry Kid, had these leaflets where it provides info for their products and what you could use if you buy a certain top-up, what it includes, and how much text and calls you can make, etc, etc. Anyways, I went into a local one-stop, which is a corner shop, when I was about 8, maybe 9 years old, and I saw Angry Kid on the front of the leaflet, which was my introduction to the Ginger Demon, and, well, I've become an active fan of the series, with handbags being the very first thing I've ever watched in that glorious low mobile quality. Ah, good times. So if anyone has a copy of the leaflet somehow or some way, please let me know, as I am very curious. Trust me, I've seen it, and it's been bugging me ever since to find a picture of it, okay? I'm not making it up, I swear. Anyways, with all that said, let's begin! Let's start off with Season 1, which was released way back in 1999, with 25 episodes in total, from Car Sick to Kidnapped. This is where we are introduced to Angry Kid's world, and in each episode we see him become more of a troublesome twat with no sense of empathy, and that's the point. Angry Kid is not a hero to root for. He's a character that we can all see in ourselves and relate to, especially from our childhoods, where we used to muck about, cause trouble, and have fun to make things unintentionally worse. All the episodes are only a minute or just slightly over a minute long, so the gag or the situation doesn't drag out for so long, which makes them more enjoyable and creative. Some of the locations that episodes take place in this season are in the car, at school, in the street, and the bathroom. My favourite episodes are
Car Sick, Headlights, Bone, Chippies, Speed.
Those episodes do stand out to me more as they are relatable and are also the funniest out of all the episodes here. But really, all the episodes have their own sense of absurd entertainment, like a episode of a hoax call.
I can't decide. Knob, dick, knob. Cock's a good one.
Honestly, you people make me sick. Haven't you got anything better to do than make my life a misery?
Conkers.
My job's hard.
Watching a sex education program.
The placenta also comes out with the baby. See how bluey purple it is.
Or even a horror film.
Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to watch that telly!
They are very inconsistent and don't make a lot of sense. But again, I think that's kind of the point of the whole series. It's mindless and super dumb fun, really. I get it if the show is a bit much and can get on people's nerves, but unlike Family Guy or any other mainstream adult animated series, this one is more creative and thinking outside of the box with its weird nature and outlandish episodes. You don't need to think that deep into these episodes. They are just immature fun. That's all it is. But with all that said, I do think Lil Sis is irritating at times, especially in the Wee Wee and Bored episode, when she cries.
Sorry?
Pass the 2, then the 3, and then the...
I don't know why, that just annoys me a lot in anything. Don't judge. Anyhow, season 1 is still a joy and has enough material to make adults laugh and appreciate the ugly weirdness it has going on. But it does have a few annoying parts, and some episodes, while funny, aren't as strong as others.
Bollocks!
Now we come to season 2, which was released in 2002 and in my opinion is the best season of Angry Kid. Funnier, more creative, extreme, and of course, ruder. Now I don't know if it's just me, but a second series of many British animated shows always seem to be an improvement or just cancelled by the time the last episode airs, which seems to be quite common with British TV shows. Anyways, let's jump into Season 2. It just has everything that makes Angry Kid so special. The production has improved, the humour is still on point, it's much more quotable than the first season, it's more creative and visually pleasing. This is what I consider the very best of Angry Kid. Sort of like the Spider-Man 2 in that aspect. The episodes are just a ton of fun, and the more I watch them, the more I discover interesting facts and Easter eggs that true Aardman and Angry Kid fans will pick up on. The new character, Specky, is a decent addition to the series as the punchbag nerdy nice boy to Angry Kid's antics. Weird, because I thought he was in Series 1, but hey, that shows how my memory works. So my favourite episodes are
Cake.
Bad News, Road Safety, Marathon Man, and Russian Roulette, which is my personal favourite episode of the whole series. Those episodes really show the most creative fun in the filmmaking, surreal style and humour, especially the Road Safety episode, which is just hilarious for someone who's a big fan of PIFs and ads. But the costume David Holt is wearing is clearly a piss take on David Prowse's outfit from the Green Cross Code PIF. Everything about the episode is pretty damn funny.
It's quite simple, Sunshine. When you approach the curb, you stop.
Why are you wearing ties?
Eh?
What's all that about? You're a lady boy. Ah, bitch.
Tuck it in, you little shit.
Sorry.
If you check out the Inside Angry Kid video, which shows the behind the scenes of Series 2, you can see how they animate Bad News and another episode, Dustbin. Oh, try watching the episodes back to back with the behind the scenes afterwards. It's super crazy just how much time goes into this series. Speaking of Bad News, that was an episode that I considered to be the least good episode of Angry Kid. Not terrible, but it wasn't super funny, especially when Angry Kid was choking and it just seemed quite childish.
Oh, no, son, no. It's for the best. No. Don't get angry about it. She wouldn't have wanted that.
But the more I watched it, the more I kind of see the funny irony of it. Plus, that toast mush does look quite yummy. This series also has some rather disturbing and dark episodes like Russian Roulette, which has two alternative endings, for some reason. One is the best version, which is obviously unedited.
Oh, shit.
And the other one is slightly edited so you don't see the big splat of blood. Which is kind of pointless since it's only like a few seconds and it's not like graphic or anything like that. But I guess when it was aired on TV, it might have got complaints. I'm not sure. So if anyone actually knows the reason, then please let me know below. The only episodes that I found just okay are Dolly and Jackanory. Jackanory was a little bit annoying, and not because the YouTube edit was out of sync with what Angry Kid called Specky.
Doesn't she look like a bender? Doesn't he look like a bellend?
But, I don't know, Angry Kid's voice did get on my nerves a little bit.
Hello, children. Today I would like to read you the story tale of Little Red Riding Twat.
And Dolly is not really funny enough for my liking. Like, I kind of wanted more funny material out of those 2 episodes, especially Dolly. But I still like them fine. They're just not super strong episodes, in my opinion. But overall, Angry Kid Series 2 is the very best of comedy and surrealness in the Angry Kid series, as well as the best episodes. It improves from the last series greatly, the grossly rude humour, the more appealing and polished animation, the characters being their usual selves. It's dark, creative and so quotable, even with 2 mildly okay episodes. I still really like this particular series and most of the episodes that I will happily put on and watch any time.
Anyway, it's not a very nice word, so let's not hear any more about it, all right?
All right.
Now that I've spoken about Series 1 and 2, let's take a look at this 23-minute special called Who Do I Think I Am?, which aired on BBC 3 on Christmas Eve. It's the most story-focused than all the episodes in the entire series, as the episodes were mainly vague and only straightforward scenarios for humour. This does contain the same elements from the episodes, but with a constructed plot. Mostly inconsistent, but still a plot. In the special, Angry Kid gets into trouble with his teacher at school, who he mistakes for a female teacher.
Oh, miss, that's not fair.
Life's not fair. And for the last time, it's not miss, it's sir.
He's tasked to write an essay about who he is, but has got a short amount of time to complete it. He tries to ask his friend Miles, aka Specky, do it online using a rather dodgy website for writing essays, while also learning about himself from the people around him. This is a really interesting special that I quite enjoyed, and I wish there were longer episodes in the series like this. It's the best looking pixelation animation in the series. It's creative, relentlessly entertaining, wild, and just as funny as the series, along with good 2D animation. Many years ago, it was uploaded in parts with the previously on voiceover from Angry Kid in each part, but the full special is on YouTube, so you can go and watch it in all its fantastical glory.
I'm in the shit, aren't I?
So you'd probably think that's it for everything Angry Kid related, right? No, wrong. In 2015, Angry Kid returned surprisingly out of the blue for a 3rd series. There were some teasers for it and people seemed to be pretty excited for it, while others didn't really know what to think of it. There was that one Christmas video from 2014 that I kind of liked that showed Angry Kid with a CGI head, and then came the very first episode, Interview. And safe to say that everyone was very happy to see the Ginger Git return in a different look, but still more or less the same humour and tone.
What's that?
That's a microphone.
Big, innit?
Well, it's standard issue for this kind of...
And from there was a new episode each week, and I was always very excited to see what the Ginger Git was up to. Although I do think Series 3 as a whole is... fine. Don't get me wrong, I loved Series 3 when I was about 15, but looking back at it now, it's not as great as I remember it being. And even with a certain Aardman film that came out within that year, this clearly wasn't going to beat that, not by a long shot. It's not bad, just run-of-the-mill internet British humour that's mildly average. The thing that is off-putting and sort of a red flag is Angry Kid. Not that his character has changed all that much, but since technology has changed quite a bit, his entire head is now CG with no pixelation. It looks weird and hard to get used to, but at the very least, his dad is back.
What does it look like?
Well, it looks like you put bog roll on your face.
Yes.
People at work will call you arseface.
No, they're not.
And the original cast returned as well, and they still do a good job as always.
When you get to a certain age, your body will start to change.
What, like the Incredible Hulk?
No.
Okay, originally I wasn't going to talk about this and Season 4, but someone suggested I should since people might bring it up, and I mean, yeah, I'm willing to talk about everything Angry Kid related, but what can I say about Season 3? It's nothing special, but it doesn't completely destroy the uniqueness of the previous series. But yeah, it tried. I like the interview and puberty episodes the best in the season. They have some good lines and are probably the funniest of all the episodes in this season.
Click there, there's pictures.
Ugh, that's a knob.
Yes, you see?
It's a knob with nudges. Why are you showing me pictures of knobs, Dad?
The rest are just okay and leave no real impression on me looking back. The Boyhood episode is pretty okay. It's a decent parody of the film of the same name, I suppose. Like I said, the rest are okay. They do the job fine and have a few humorous bits that I admired.
Hello, Sandra? What? No, just got a bit of a cold, that's all. So, what's going on then?
But there's really not much else to say about those episodes in particular. However, I do like the vlog episodes that Angry Kid does in his room, like the fish facts.
This is the shark, the other most fearsome of all the fish in the sea. Dum 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 dum.
The Star Wars one,
And jumps in the Millennium and in the Flying Biscuit.
and the Call Out one as well.
Ooh, yeah, woo, woo, woo. Oh, God, so childish. First up, musical pants. Wedgie activated. Ooh, ooh. I think I might have popped one of me crackers.
The fitness episode is pretty decent though.
Oh, I've got, oh dear. Oh no. Ow. Help.
They are more like how Angry Kid humour really is, and I enjoyed them. I enjoyed those episodes. I don't know, the other episodes just didn't really click with me as much. Like I said, they are not necessarily bad, it just didn't quite work for me like the previous seasons, despite some good effort.
Fudge knockers.
And same can apply to Season 4, which is the most recent thing to come out of Angry Kid, and it's been well over 5 years since it premiered, and my thoughts on this are no different to Season 3, but kind of worse. But not a complete disaster. The episodes I enjoyed the most are Politics, Offstep, and Careers Advice, since they are funnier and have more to work with.
What did Grandad do again? Dad, what was it?
Well, he sold...
He was an ice cream man, wasn't he?
Although Sponsored Silence isn't bad either.
That's more than Peter Pissfart, Tony Twatson, or Mr. Boob.
Angry Kid's dad returns for more carnage, and even little sis has grown up, which I'm not going to lie, looks very weird when she's not a puppet anymore and now she's a grown abomination. The CG does look more cheaper and less convincing by the minute, especially in the Fart Burger episode. And look, I get it if it's a budget thing, but I mean, just look at it.
Better.
Thank you. I needed that. Soft kid.
That is just wow. I'll also admit that by this point the series is kind of running its course a little bit, despite a big gap between seasons 3 and 4, and you can tell it's kind of no different than before. Once again, it's fine I suppose, and I was never annoyed, but I just cannot relax into the style and humour as before. It just doesn't click with me that much. But like I said, it's not outright bad, just slightly underwhelming. That's all. So despite seasons 3 and 4 being a bit funny and having a few good episodes, it just shows that Angry Kid was once a unique and entertaining series to just a passable series. Obviously, seasons 1 and 2 I would happily watch over and over again and not get sick of it. 3 and 4, however, maybe once in a while, since there's no big rush to watch them, and when I did, it kind of ends up as background noise. But it was nice to see the main character return in a very different way. But this isn't exactly the way I was expecting it to be, and I kind of wanted more. But what we got was totally fine, I suppose, with seasons 3 and 4.
Leg it.
So, there you have it. Angry Kid, my favourite animated show of all time. I'm sure most of you will probably agree with me, while others won't. But despite being shorter, grotesque and full of juvenile humour, Angry Kid is at least aware of that and just wants to be its own series. It's dark, hilarious, insane and all around entertaining. What more do you want? It truly embraces the weirdness in a unique way. If you haven't watched Angry Kid, go do it. You can find so many episodes on YouTube, or you can buy the DVDs, which in my opinion is the better option. But seriously though, go check it out. I really do hope we see more of the Angry Kid character in the future, hopefully back in pixelation form once again. But knowing the technology and where the series went in terms of animation, it does seem very unlikely to happen. But we have classic Angry Kid to watch over and over again and look back on the mischief and mayhem of one ginger twat.
I'm the daddy now.
With that said, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And until next time, stinky. So keep up the support. Fuck. So for a while, I made a promise that if I reached 2,000 subscribers, I will... Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen. If I've reached 2,000 subs, I'll cough to death. Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh. For fuck's sake. So for a while, I made a promise that if I reached 2,000 subscribers... It's 2 o'clock now, fuck's sake. If I reach 2,000 subs, it'll be 2 o'clock. Fuck's sake. Jesus Christ.